Hey Commanders fans, get ready, because today we have exclusive news about our team, and you can't miss a single detail. So take advantage and subscribe to the channel. Activate the bell to receive everything firsthand and, of course, leave a like to strengthen our support and show that there are only true fans here. Our commitment is to always bring you the latest updates, news, and everything that goes on behind the scenes at Commanders. So without further ado, let's check out today's news. 5 players the Commanders could trade in the 2025 NFL Draft. Adam Peters has not been shy about making trades this offseason. While his available assets have been depleted, the general manager will not hesitate to make another bold move if he believes it can help the Washington Commanders. It all started when the Commanders were ahead of the 2024 trade deadline. Peters felt the need to capitalize on that newfound optimism by securing the services of Pro Bowl cornerback Marshon Lattimore from the New Orleans Saints. The trade didn't go as planned, but it's worth noting that he was dealing with a hamstring injury that never quite worked out. Peters has continued that trend throughout the offseason. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel Sr. could be a potential bargain for a 5th-round pick. Left tackle Laramie Tunsil cost more, but is among the best edge protectors in the league. That leaves the Commanders with just 5 picks in the 2025 NFL Draft. It would be surprising if Peters were to bring another veteran in on the trade market. However, the front office leader hasn't ruled anything out before embarking on another crucial recruiting campaign with the organization. While unlikely, here are 5 players the Commanders could trade during the 2025 NFL Draft. Players the Commanders could trade in the 2025 NFL Draft. The Commanders could trade for Tyrie Wilson, edge rusher, Las Vegas Raiders. The Washington Commanders could be eyeing a talented edge rusher early in the 2025 NFL Draft. It's a deep pool for Adam Peters to draw from, and one he acknowledged is a strong option during his pre-draft press conference. If the Commanders can't land their desired targets, another trade to fill that need may come into play. Much will depend on who is receptive to the offers and how much Washington is willing to give up. But ESPN's Adam Schefter recently revealed that Tyrie Wilson is among the players on a rookie contract who could be released. Wilson was a highly rated college prospect out of Texas Tech who was headed to the Las Vegas Raiders, who selected him 7th overall in the 2023 NFL Draft. He excelled as a pass rusher but little else, recording 8 sacks in 2 seasons and starting just 4 games in that span. He is much more skilled against the run, something the Commanders lacked last season. If the Raiders acquire someone like Jalon Walker with their 1st-round pick, it could create a situation where they become receptive to offers for Wilson. Things haven't exactly gone as planned for Wilson thus far. However, there is still untapped potential. Commanders could trade for Jermar Alexander, cornerback. Green Bay Packers. The trade for Marshon Lattimore was the first major statement of intent from the Washington Commanders. It proved they were serious, and Adam Peters would stop at nothing to turn this sleeping giant into a perennial powerhouse again. There are a few experienced veterans who could be moved sometime before the 2025 season. The Miami Dolphins are looking to remove Jalen Ramsey from the equation, which could be difficult, considering the money remaining on his contract. Jermar Alexander's current status with the Green Bay Packers has yet to be resolved, but that shouldn't be a long time coming. Alexander has dealt with some injury issues in recent years, but his production has continued to be impressive. He's a Pro Bowler and an exceptional perimeter coverage presence at the peak of his powers. However, it appears his time with the Packers is over. The Packers have been tight-lipped about Alexander's future. Some respected insiders still believe he will be traded. If no trade suitors come forward, outright release of the former 1st-round pick from Louisville has been considered. That would make Alexander more attractive from the Commanders' perspective. But sacrificing a late-round pick to stand out in the pipeline is a bold move to round out the cornerback group. Commanders could trade for Jaylen Hyatt, wide receiver. New York Giants. Adam Peters isn't afraid to trade with division rivals. The general manager reinforced that approach during his pre-draft press conference, stating that he won't be afraid to adopt similar methods if he thinks it will benefit the Commanders. It's a dubious strategy for some fans. However, it's the kind of fearless approach that has become synonymous with PETERS' tenure thus far. Whether another intra-division trade will happen this time around is anyone's guess. PETERS will look at all options and explore every possibility. He's also made an effort to surround quarterback Jayden Daniels with a bolstered supporting cast this offseason, looking to ensure his phenomenal rookie campaign can be sustained. Adding cap space at wide receiver is a possibility during the draft. Other needs may take priority early in the process, so looking at a potential trade for someone with a bit of bad luck elsewhere wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Jaylen Hyatt entered the NFL with promising credentials and high potential. Those expectations were not met by the New York Giants in his first 2 seasons, and the former Tennessee standout has become a relatively minor option in 2024. What PETERS needs to figure out is whether Hyatt's disappointing start is due to the Giants' quarterback struggles or something within the player that cannot be fixed. Commanders could trade for Newsome II, cornerback, Cleveland Browns. The Washington Commanders kicked off their explosive trade campaign with the acquisition of cornerback Marshawn Lattimore from the New Orleans Saints. They have a decent foursome to draft, but one more productive player will only help their cause. Most expect the Commanders to address this need early in the draft. The talent level drops off after the first 2 rounds, so running with authority is crucial to avoid being left out completely. If they do opt to wait, considering another trade can't be completely ruled out, since Washington's window for a Super Bowl is firmly open. That would be drastic, especially with the capital available. But the Commanders are taking a risk, so completely ruling out the idea would be foolish. ESPN's Adam Schefter believes the Cleveland Browns could be willing to release Newsome II if the right offer came along. The AFC North club is expected to select phenom Travis Hunter with the 2nd pick. He wants to play wide receiver and cornerback, though that's a controversial question considering the punishment he's likely to receive. Newsome is coming off a down year by his usual standards. A fresh start in Washington's excellent locker room could be just what he needs to turn things around. Commanders could trade for Trey Hendrickson, edge rusher, Cincinnati Bengals. Some in the media expect the situation between the Cincinnati Bengals and All-Pro defensive end Trey Hendrickson to come to a head in the coming days. The Commanders and several others around the league will be closely monitoring developments. Hendrickson's outburst in the media after being criticized by the Bengals front office did not guarantee him another deal. Both parties seem very committed, so it will be fascinating to see how things play out. Peter Schrager of ESPN believes the Bengals could offload Hendrickson by acquiring a dynamic edge rusher at number 17 overall. They wouldn't have nearly the Pro Bowler's clout, but they would be cheaper and younger at the very least. It would also give Cincinnati time to consider Day 2 trade possibilities. The Commanders would be wise to keep an eye on developments. They could send their 2nd-round pick and possibly more for Hendrickson, but the player still needs to be paid. That may be the biggest hurdle. The Commanders retained some future financial flexibility this offseason, but they are projected to have $98.64 million in salary cap space for 2026, with just 29 players under contract. This is the kind of win-win move that PETERS has been making with relentless conviction in recent months. It's intriguing, but it may be a step too far.